Good morning, everybody. It's been a little while since I have gone live, and there's been reasons for that. Uh, I'm coming to you live today because I've been trying to think about what I want to say going live. I've been going through old archived leadership live Fridays and remembering all of those amazing conversations that I've had with leaders across the country. What they have to say about adversity and challenge and why they do what they do and why they keep leading the way they lead. It's been rough. I'll be honest. I've been struggling. I've been struggling with what to say when people are mourning, people are disillusioned, people are frightened, they're angry at all of the goings on of the world right now. And if I'm honest, I've been struggling with that too. As a mom, as somebody who works for justice and um, goodness in the world, to be inundated with all of this news, and not that it's new, really, it's not new, but to be inundated with all of this in the midst of raising a family. Boys are home today from school, so you'll hear them in the background. And I have been struggling. Also with some personal things that have been challenging for me in terms of stress and just challenging who I am, who I want to be, and how I want to show up as a leader in my community, in my family, and as I lead myself in the world. And last night, I had the great privilege of going out to live music, which is a privilege, isn't it? I mean, we didn't used to think of it that way, but these days, having an event like that is a privilege, especially an intimate one. And it was a great venue nearby here in the Hudson Valley. A lot of historic energy and good juju there musically. Beautiful space, great crowd. And we saw Neko Case and also a young artist. And Neko Case's band. And I never seen her before. I didn't know a lot about her, only a little bit. So I had no real connection to going other than being a great music lover and somebody who, I considered herself a musician once upon a time. But it's something that my husband Tom and I really enjoy doing together. And it was a beautiful show. It was a beautiful show. Neko's voice is incredible. The band was really grooving. The space was great. It was in Woodstock. It felt really just like I felt at home. And when I came out of that show, we were driving home and I said, it took me out of myself. It took me out of my head. And that got me thinking that it's hard enough when we are so aware of all the difficulty in the world and when we have personal challenges and we have work challenges and then we have to deal with all of this weight that we're dealing with, right? People mourning and frightened and angry. It's hard enough just to get through the day. I've been struggling getting through the day sometimes without feeling really defeated. I'll be honest about that. But then going to this really beautiful, small, not a big deal, not a huge arena show, not a lot of money even in the grand scheme of things, but this little moment, this little pocket of beauty and harmony and truth and expression and goodness was just enough to flip my switch over into, all right, there's more to it than my experience. There's more to it than what I think. There's more to it than me. It's us, y'all. And so this Memorial Day, what I'm thinking about as I'm disillusioned, as you might be too, as I'm frustrated, as I'm questioning all the different tenets and morals and values of our country, of our nation, and what people have fought for and died for. And I have pretty strong political and social views, and I tend not to post about them or talk about them because as a coach, it's my job to be a safe place for as many people as possible. I do have certain boundaries that I draw, and I'm happy to talk about those offline with you. But I'll say this. I stand for you doing work in the world that improves the world, that brings positivity, that brings healing, that brings love, that puts money in the pockets of people who are doing right by our earth, by right by other people, who are taking care of each other. My job in the world, my why, and what I'm remembering today is that there are enough of you out there in the world doing beautiful, beautiful work, whether it's through the arts and music, whether it's through offering a service, whether it's through building a solution to something, whether it's just being an amazing culture where you take care of people. There are enough of you out in the world to make it worth for me to get up in the morning and keep doing what I'm doing. And these children that we're raising, whether you have children or not, if you're part of raising the next generation, if you're part of teaching them, if you're part of loving them, if you're part of asking them tough questions, if you're part of challenging their own moral compass to make sure that it's crystal clear, that is a why enough for today. So I hope that on this Memorial Day, when all of us have, or many of us have passions that are high and maybe conflicting and confused, that we see the goodness and we also see the tragedy and the struggle. And we could hold all of that together and be okay with it enough in that mess to stand up again today and say, I'm going to keep going because there's enough why. There's enough why. There's enough hope. There's enough optimism. There's enough possibility. There's enough miracles. There are enough miracles in the world because you are a miracle. Because this whole life is a miracle. There's enough of that. Enough of that why to keep me going. So I'm going to invite you to, if you are out there really confused about what to do next, if you're having a hard time getting through the day, finding a focal point for your why. I'm going to remind you, just like I was reminded yesterday, that you don't have to find the big solutions today. You don't have to solve all the world's problems. You don't have to be the answer for anybody else today. Today, it's enough to find the answer for yourself, to find the miracle in your life today. Whether it's a loving relationship, whether it's taking care of your body, whether it's finding music or art that you are passionate about that just takes you enough out of your brain, enough out of yourself to remember the magic and the beauty and the miracle that is all of this that we're creating. And make that your why. So thank you for being my why. And I'm remembering that today. I'm remembering that as flawed and as mixed up and as convoluted as our nation is, and as our culture is, our society is, that there are people who are so passionate about the optimism, about the possibility, about the future that can be better. So defining that for yourself, defining it for your people that you lead, people that you influence and have impact in, even if it's just for a moment. Find that way to get out of yourself enough to remember your why. And I hope you have a beautiful day. And I'll be back soon. I'm always here. I've not gone anywhere, by the way. I've just been a little quieter because I've been working this out too. But I hope this message helps you if you are having trouble the way I've been having trouble. And if you need any support, reach out. Reach out to me. Reach out to people you trust. Remember that why. Take care of yourselves and have a beautiful day.